everybody, it's me, Margaret, and it is July 30th, 2020, and yet I am holding an advent calendar, a yarn advent calendar. And why, you might say? Well, I have a story to tell you. I'm going to spin you a yarn, a darn good yarn. Pun intended. Why am I holding this? Well, I'll tell you. I was contacted several months ago, as a matter of fact, by the company called A Darn Good Yarn and asked to review some of their products. Now, I'm kind of funny about who I choose to do business with, and I do not always acquiesce. I get asked to do things from press-on nails to gardening supplies, and if I don't believe in the product, I just don't even want it. There are times when I'm interested in a product that I think it might be good, and then I'll try it out. And that's fine too. But in this case, I was very intrigued with this company, with this Darn Good Yarn Company, and let me tell you why.
Hi, my name is Nicole Snow, and I'm the owner and CEO of Darn Good Yarn. Darn Good Yarn was started to create fair and sustainable jobs for artisans around the globe. At the same time, we want to help you cultivate a globally conscious lifestyle through the art you create and the life that you live. I invite you to join the change and spread the joy.
So here we are at darngoodyarn.com. This is their homepage, and right off the bat, what do you see? Let's Help Educators 2020. 20% of sale proceeds go to educators, so they're giving away part of their profits. That's interesting. That's new, actually. Let's go down to the bottom here and learn about them.
Darn Good Yarn runs on a really cool concept called the triple bottom line framework. So in most businesses, you measure the success of the business based on profitability. With the triple bottom line framework, you're actually measuring the success of the business off of 3 Ps. The first is profitability, the second is what you're actually doing for the planet, and then the third is the people that interact with your supply chain. The jobs that we're creating are really based on focusing on individuals that have been affected most by gender and caste discrimination in these countries. I'm not trying to go in and rework anyone's history or countries or anything like this. I realize that that's very much a part of the cultures that we're dealing with, but what I do want to do is provide a way for people to work for themselves. A lot of times it's women who are illiterate. They usually have had an issue where their husband has gotten really sick or he can't work and provide for their families. So when you lose the main breadwinner, that's a significant deal. What I'm trying to do is create products that need a lot of people working on them, even if they are low skill. And I believe that, and we're seeing progress of this, is that when you provide that skill, especially to women, that money is staying in the homes and it's being reinvested back into the next generation.
Now, if you keep on learning more, you can click on our story and learn a whole lot more about their mission and their goals and how they use developmentally disabled individuals to work in their warehouse packing things, which gives them an employment, which is awesome. Go down here and read their mission: from integrity first, teamwork always, attract positivity, implement creative innovation, thoughtful sourcing, and be human and kind. So once I ascertained that it's a company that I was proud to do business with and I actually wanted to support because I love their mission, I told them, yeah, go ahead and send me something. Send me some sock yarn, which they did. So I had the opportunity to try several different things. They gave me options, and I decided to see what the sock yarn was all about. I always have to be so careful when opening yarn packages because you don't want to accidentally cut the yarn, do you? Okie dokie. So this is the one I chose. It is called Alanya or Alanya sock yarn. The color is 61. I believe it also had a name on the color. This was Northern Lights 61. Although I don't see it anywhere on this label where it says Northern Lights. But it's 75% merino wool and 25% nylon. Now normally this is $15 for one of them, so you're looking at $30 for a pair of socks. And you might say, oh my goodness, I can buy that for so much cheaper, buy a pair of socks. But good sock yarn is going to run you around that amount. So this is pretty on par for that. Now I love that it's already in a center pull ball. I hate to get my Swift out, so that's a really good thing. So what can you do with one ball of sock yarn? You can make a hat, and I am the queen of hats, right? So I'm going to go ahead and cast this on and let you know what I think about it. And this is what I made with it. Now it's a little hat. Now they didn't send me enough for a pair of socks. And it's important to note that this sock yarn is only 30 grams. Normally a thing of sock yarn is 50 grams. And so 2 would be 100. So this was a little shy. And quite frankly, I was worried that I was going to have enough to finish this little hat. But I did. But I think that's an important thing that you need to know when you're ordering, that you're getting 30 grams, not 50. So that's not the norm. Not a deal breaker for me whatsoever, because when I have knit a pair of socks in the past, I always have plenty left over. So, you know, and I make, you know, ones with the cuff, you know, the leg part going up about this much. So I think that would be enough for a pair of socks for me. It's not a deal breaker. As far as the texture and feel of this yarn, and let's keep in mind that it is made of what? 75% merino wool and 25% nylon, and it is not superwash merino. And it has a very woolish feel to it, if you know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't qualify it as soft, but the colors all came out beautifully. The wool is technical wool, okay? It's that good kind of keep you warm wool. It definitely has that smell of wool, and I don't want to say anything negative about it. It's exactly what it says it is. It's not claiming to be super soft on your little feet or anything like that. So I like it. I mean, that's nothing negative to say about that. But I felt like my free sock yarn, the one little thing that I had, was just not enough to get me a good feel of what these products are that the company has to offer. You know, are they quality products? Was this just one type of thing? Let me see some more, in other words. So with my own money, I purchased from their Christmas sale 2 of these advent calendars. Well, finally this came today. So let's see what's in here. Remember the closeout? It was Christmas advent calendar. And apparently there is yarn behind each of these little windows. And because the price was so good, I bought 2 of them. So that's good. And it was packaged just in this bag, obviously, so this one got bunged up. So I guess if I wanted to have given this as a gift or something, that would have really not been good, would it? Now, this came as a bonus. I didn't order this. It was just part of, if you bought that, you got this. So we have some beads of different shapes and sizes in there. So that's good craft with. And because I bought 2 of the advent calendars, I got 2 of the beads. Now, since this is July, I am not going to wait until Christmas. And this was their last year's design, so we're going to go ahead and enjoy this now. Got it caught on the cardboard where it was dented. Okay, so you poke in the little hole here. I pressed this just a minute ago. It was not pressed. I did that. And you get out a teeny tiny little thing of yarn. And It doesn't tell us anything about it. And it's not written anywhere. Okay, well, let's just open all of them and see if maybe there's a paper hiding somewhere. Maybe it was written in the description when I ordered it, but it appears to be, I think that may be a number 1, like, you know, fine. Could be 2, but it is thin. There's a little purple one, and a blue, and a pink, and a red, and a light blue, and a mint maybe, or seafoam green, and a nice bright orange, and a gray, and a bright yellow, and another red. No, they're 2 different colors. I don't know if you can tell that. This is sort of a red orange, and this is a bright cherry red. Oh, look, in the top here, the 2019 Yarn Advent Calendar patterns. All right, here are the patterns. Now, I think the whole marketing value of this is how fun it is to open each one of these little squares, right, and get a ball of yarn. That's fun, because the pattern book itself, the patterns are nothing to write home about. They're nothing more than what you can easily find for free on the internet. And if you are a person that knits and crochets, you're going to have, you know, 6 patterns that you can use. However, if you are only a knitter or only a crocheter, you're only going to have 3 patterns that you could use. And like I said, any of these can be found, you know, for free on the internet. These are crochet, little thing here. This is a knit holly thing, a crochet pickle thing. I think it's supposed to be an ornament, but you know, you could use it as a bookmark or whatever. And then a little scarf for your wine bottle. I mean, do you really need a pattern for that? I'm not sure. Then you have pom-pom garland. Again, do you really need instructions for that? And then a little hat like this. And as a matter of fact, I used I have a Pinterest link to something very similar to this. So, like I said, it's not about the patterns, it's about how fun it is to have a little present where for 12 days you can punch open the little windows and get yourself a ball of yarn, and that would be fun. Now, these little balls that they have sent are awesome. They're 100% cotton, and while I have not worked with them yet, I can see that they are awesome. Let me give you a close-up. Look carefully. I spy with my little eye. You can see how well it's spun. You can see like a sheen to it. And it's very, very soft. Now remember that this one is from 2019, so I'm not sure what their 2020 version would be. And when you buy it during the year, it is going to be quite pricey. But keep in mind that this is twofold. One is you get some awesome yarn. There's no debate. They have some really good quality stuff. And then number 2 is their mission. Their mission is awesome. Full disclosure on the price. You can see that it was $65, but look, $26 off. What's that? I had a coupon code. It came in an email, so that took $26 off of there. Shipping was pretty hefty, tax, and my total was $53.04 for 1,920 yards of high quality cotton. All right, now with that being said, I would never encourage anyone to spend outside of their budgets, especially for something like a hobby. I mean, you don't want to do that, right? So keeping that in mind, you want to look at these prices, know how much you want to spend, that sort of thing, and not go outside it, but watch for their sales, because sales benefit them as well. And I thought that the price for this was not unreasonable on sale. I was not thrilled with what the original price was for this, and probably would not have purchased it myself at an original price. However, I thought it was really good for what I received on the sale price. So, there's that. Now, while I am thrilled with their products and with their mission, I was not quite as thrilled with the ordering process. First of all, when I agreed to try their yarn, and they sent me this for free, it took a little while, but that's not that big of a deal because we live in the age of Amazon when we expect it to be there the next day. This took about a week, maybe a little over that, to get to me, which was not a problem. And then when I placed my own order and spent my own money, there was a mix-up, and I really had a hard time getting to the bottom of it. My products didn't come, they didn't come, and I had some email go back and forth with a I don't know how to describe it, but it wasn't a rude person per se, but the person was not interested in getting to the bottom of the situation. And so finally I had to jump through a few more hoops, and the problem was discovered and they fixed it. It was sitting in the warehouse. That I don't know why it didn't ship, and they didn't offer me an explanation for that, but it did come very late. But when it came, I was not disappointed with the product. Now, I have to say, I don't expect anybody to be perfect. I mean, my heavens, think of the mistakes I've made in my lifetime, and no one needs to be judged by that one individual experience, not to mention the fact that we are in the middle of a pandemic. Who knows what's happening in their warehouse? Who knows what's happening with their sales staff? So just because I had that experience does not mean that you will have that experience. The important thing to know is they did get to the bottom of it, and they solved the problem, and I got my products, which I was happy with. So let's talk about money here. This is not cheap yarn. This is higher end yarn. So you are not going to get the quality like this at the big box store, okay? Keeping that in mind, and you look at the prices, and then you further look into what this company does to support other people, I can see where I might want to put my money to a small business during a pandemic. Are y'all trying to do that, by the way? Support small businesses during this pandemic? If you are not hurt by everything that's going on, maybe you could do a little extra to help these people who are struggling right now. And that's what we're doing. So doesn't it make sense to take my hobby, something that I love to do, which in the end I give away to help somebody else? I might as well buy the supplies from a small business who helps other people in their choices so that I can do my charity work too. So I think it's kind of a good combination, a good fit, and I do like it. So that is awesome. Or what if you're planning on crafting some gifts this holiday season? You could create a tag, hopefully prettier than this, or better yet, a card that explains how special your gift really is. There's always a big joke that nobody wants socks or underwear for Christmas, but how does the light change if you were to give handmade socks with a note like this? These socks were, number 1, made from reclaimed material because we love our planet. Number 2, made from yarn created by families fighting poverty and discrimination in India, or maybe Nepal, wherever you got your yarn. And number 3, were packaged by developmentally disabled souls who feel valued. And 4, handmade by me with love for you. So, do I stand behind a darn good yarn? How do I feel about it? Do I recommend it? And I say absolutely 100%. I loved the products. There was no question that the products that I chose, that I got, were outstanding. And would I buy them again? Why, yes, I would, as a matter of fact. Do I think it is a perfect company? No, there's no such thing as a perfect company. But I am pleased with my experience. Even though this was a big mix-up, it was rectified. The problem was solved, and that's the best that you can ask for anybody. I mean, we do that in our own life, right? You mess up, you fix it. So I am pleased. So I'm happy to tell you that A Darn Good Yarn wants to give some yarn to one of you. It will be sock yarn, and I think it's going to be sock yarn colors of your choice, if I remember correctly. But the way to enter is to look in the description box below and follow the instructions, and then it's actually going to be sent from the company itself. I'm just the middleman. I'm merely going to give them the winner's name and information, so they'll be contacting you. So I think that sounds great. And if you feel the same way I do about supporting businesses, especially during this pandemic, and if you feel good about supporting businesses who make it their entire career to help others, you know, a real mission, then support A Darn Good Yarn. Look in the description box below for a link, and I'm not sure if there's a discount code provided yet or not. If there is, I will have that information in the description box below. But regardless, check them out because I really respect the company. And thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye! And if you've tried some darn good yarn, then tell us about it in the comments section, because sharing information is exactly what this community is all about.